We are really excited to bring you the first episode in our new webinar series, Facility Focus, Ending the Building Plan Scavenger Hunt. And today we have presenter Ravin Wijesuriya. Ravin, I'm going to go ahead and hand it over to you.
Amazing. Thank you so much, Indira. I'm so excited, everyone, to have you here to join us for our first kickoff of the Facility Focus webinar. Today's session is going to be diving into the specific problem of ending the building plan scavenger hunt. This Facility Focus webinar is going to be a repeated one every now and then, focusing on specific issues, in this case, that building plan scavenger hunt and how ARC Facilities does continue to support different customers in terms of accessing and finding their building information quickly and easily from wherever they are. I appreciate everyone here in attendance here today. I see a lot of great names, familiar names of people I've spoken with recently. I'm so excited to see things from K through 12 education campuses to some higher ed. I see some medical facilities and manufacturing. So excited to make this something impressive and useful to you to see if ARC Facility can add value to provide you better access to those building plans. But let's dive into it. I don't want to focus much in PowerPoint. I don't want to bore you with slides. Let me dive in quickly and give everyone a quick level playing field of understanding what it is that ARC Facilities is built to do. And let me show you how we do that. But I'll start off with this exact picture. You see physical building plans, digital plans, things tucked in drawers, cupboards, hangers, sheets. That is the issue that ARC Facilities is looking to solve, providing access to all that building information, whether it's trapped in a physical binder in a drawer. I've heard it called the dungeon or the closet that no one wants to go in and organize. That is the kind of information that I want to be able to provide instant access to, whether that's in help of benefiting things on a preventative or a corrective maintenance, or something that's useful in terms of locating an item and an asset like a shutoff or an isolation. These are the things that I want to continue to add value and provide you access to for the long term. But this isn't something that's simplified to just physical plans that you may have over several years of your property. Some of those newer plans that may be tucked away in a SharePoint, a Google Drive, something that maybe you had started a few years back of trying to do a digitization project. Those things, sometimes we see customers have created kind of a digital mess from their physical mess. Those are areas that we here at ARC Facilities always want to be able to help and support as well, of creating that master set of documents that may live in different rooms, different buildings, different softwares, different folders. Let us be able to provide a quick access to that. And as well, we work alongside your systems currently, whether you're using a CMMS, a work order, an asset manager. ARC Facilities is a standalone platform that is driven and used and built for people in the field. We built this to start off on the smallest screen of a phone, whether it was an iOS, a Windows, an Android, and how that then scales to a tablet or an iPad or a computer. We are driving access here at ARC Facilities for the end user in the field, in the building, servicing all those equipment pieces. And let me give you a quick description of how ARC Facilities has been able to do that in the past with an example like Macomb County here in Michigan. They had thousands upon thousands of drawings, as you can see in this picture, of physical plans that they themselves fell into kind of that document scavenger hunt of constantly looking for documents, trying to search and find them. That's when ARC Facilities kind of presented itself as someone who could be useful of providing instant access to that information, as well as being able to now have a resource for some of that institutional knowledge, those bits and pieces of notes that only you and your senior technicians really know. They may not have a resource to put that info besides that pocket plan book that they may walk around with, that facility Bible, I've heard it been called that. Now they have a resource that you and your team can put that information in for the long term to preserve and make use of that. But this is giving me my segue then to ARC Facilities of that smart building technology where we're driving instant access from anywhere at any time for things like your as-built, your mechanical drawings, your MEPs or single lines. Let me show you how we can provide instant access to all of that kind of building information. So I've just flipped over to the ARC Facilities platform. This is a native application that you can download from the App Store. It is mobile first, so you can download it, like I said, on a mobile device, whether it's an iPhone or Windows. I'm using it on my iPad right now. And as you can see, that little check mark right here in the top, that means I've downloaded it to my device, so I can have that preserved for the long term. But as you see, I have multiple campuses here in my view, people here that I see in this webinar in different K through 12s, whether it's Valley View High School or Valley View Medical or Valley View Middle School. Each one can be its own campus, its own geographical location that then you can dive into to find that information. So now I've dove into Valley View Medical. Let me show you how with ARC Facilities you can pick and choose and filter through to find information quickly and easily. But also keep in mind, how would you currently do that process? How would you find that as-built yesterday or tomorrow? Let me show you what it could look like with ARC Facilities. So now I'm diving into a specific building, building number 4. We at ARC Facilities lay out building plans in 2 different ways. Let me show you the first one, the list view. In list view, ARC Facilities will lay out all of your different renovations, project sets over the course of the history of your building, all in the different projects. This may be something very similar to how you organize it now, whether each physical set of drawings is in a roll based on the project, or in your server drive, you have a folder of that specific renovation. Very similar in that way. So it's intuitive to use. But the difference is when you click on one of our renovation plans, you don't get 10,000 different individual PDFs that have been scanned through that you can search for. We here at ARC Facilities base that on your index, your cover sheets, so that you can quickly branch off to your drawings. You can find whether it's a sheet 4.5, whether I need to search for that or click it in my index, how easy it is to find and locate and get access to that building information. I'm doing this here from the comfort of my office, but in the examples of we've seen in our customers of pulling up that single line electrical drawing while I'm looking at the breaker panel so I can understand where this power is flowing from, where's the source. These are those kinds of use cases that we here at ARC Facilities have heard from our customers across the country in different industries of why it is useful, beneficial, and a time saver and a risk management reducer for their properties. So as you see here, we can zoom in right to the plans. I can pick and choose, and you and your team having access to our facilities can annotate on here now, whether it's drawing and marking up some edits of this is the route that you need to take or something needs to be moved here. You can have quick and simple annotations to these drawings. But now let me show you how simple it is to share that information. Typically now what I have heard and what we have heard at our facilities is people will take their phone, lay out the wide format drawing on a table, take a few different pictures of the details they need, text that to the individual who's on the ladder in building 4, and he's zooming in and trying to find what he needs. Let me show you how simple and easy it is to send a document to someone. So not only have I found it in a few taps, I've drawn and made my edit. I can just click send. I can print that. I can text that. I can email it to them. I can send it as a link, as a PDF, as a picture. The possibilities are endless of how you want to be able to share access to your building information, and whether this is something for design and construction, for looking at how they're going to do their next renovation, or it's for that preventative and corrective maintenance of water is leaking out. I need to find where the plumbing drawing is to show where the source of this line. These are the different use cases that we have heard from our customers of how it's made a difference. And then, as you can see, this big red dot that's staring at me in the face. These are those construction callouts. If you've seen when you're flipping your wide formats out on the table, sandbags in the corner, that detail shot tells you where I need to go next. ARC Facilities makes it simple and easy. We automatically hyperlink and index these detail shots to take you to that drawing. So that's one way additionally that we're making it simple and easy to find, locate, and share building information. Let me take a quick step back though. I've focused in now on something of a project list and a renovation list, but this can be challenging sometimes as you have newer employees who are stepping in, who are filling a role of a seasoned technician who's just brand new. They may not have been here 10, 12, 15 years ago to know what each set of project affected, where it did, in this sense. So in the gift shop relocation example, I was brand new. I don't know where that moved to. This is where then it started the inception of the map view. This is something that ARC Facilities will do for all of your different renovations over the years and course of your building, of now layering different segments of where different projects and renovations have fallen and linking to those sets of drawings. So whether it's an expansion and seeing all three sets of renovations that may have affected this area, or just the one solo, I know now as a brand new employee, as a new technician, what plans I need to reference to quickly and easily find that answer. And the stories that I have heard at different manufacturers, K through 12s, is if I don't have the answer, I'm going to the guy, the senior technician. I'm going to the guy who's been here for a few years, who knows this information. I don't need to now have that time constraint, that bottlenecked productivity. I myself, with the power of ARC Facilities, can quickly find that information moving forward. And just like that, you saw me tap within a few clicks. I have my project set, I have my drawings. I can swipe with my finger left and right to easily get to my information. That's how simple and easy ARC Facilities wants to make it for you and your team to access your building information from wherever and whenever. So zooming back out to here, that kind of covers what I wanted to discuss on ARC Facilities, providing instant access to building information, MEPs, as-builts, single line drawings. That's how we organize our different views for our customers in that list and in that map view. On our next session of Facility Focus, we're going to dive into topics such as shutoffs, isolations, how you can now make your drawings more intelligent. So I'll just give a quick preview on that of now using my floor plans, using the customer provided documents. How can we field verify and add intelligence of breakers, shutoffs, isolations inside and outside my building? That's going to be a topic that we're going to talk about in our next session, but I wanted to give you guys a quick preview of what it is that's truly capable and possible with the, ARC Facilities in your pockets of all your technicians. This has been called the Pocket Plan Book or the Mobile Plan Room. ARC Facilities wants to provide and enable all the different teams here to have access to that kind of building information from wherever and at whatever time. From here, folks, I will kind of dive back into the presentation and keep it open for Q&A. I know this was a very quick session, but I really want to dive in on these small scenarios of this exact scenario of building plan access. I see a few great questions in here. I'll pass it back to Indira to kind of moderate that.
Yep, thank you, Rob, for the session today. First question I have here, who would enter all of these drawings and how long does a project like this take?
Oh, it's an amazing question. So it does vary on the scale and size of each of the different properties you have, but the best answer is you do not have to. The customer itself, you as a team, do not need to sit there in your plan room, organizing your documents, getting it nice and pretty for ARC Facilities to scan. We handle everything on the nitty-gritty side, from coming on site to pick up those documents, inventorying, building a chain of custody, barcoding, scanning, cleaning, destapling. That is everything that ARC Facilities and our team handles. Nothing that is third-party contracted out. ARC Facilities itself handles all of your scanning, all of your document merging, deduplicating, and linking right there in-house, so that when it comes time to giving you and your team a login to ARC Facilities to see your platform, it is already built out and ready for you to go. There is no long implementation timelines. There is no resources that you need to allocate away from your day-to-day. ARC Facilities can be the one to handle that.
Thank you, Rob. Next question I have here is, how is this any different from keeping my files in SharePoint?
No, it's a great question. So SharePoint is a tool used digitally, if you're not familiar, of kind of a file organizer, something on a server, something cloud-based. One of the main differences of SharePoint is that mobile aspect, being able to tie and link to those different equipments, as well as what's called OCR, optical character recognition. Every document that goes into ARC facilities, whether it's a building plan, an as-built, a mechanical drawing, you can search for each of those letters, those words in that text, whether it's horizontal, whether it's vertical, whether there's a line running through it. That's what's going to make the biggest difference of quick and easy access to documents, of searching for it, linking to it, and sharing it outwards.
Thank you. I do have a follow-up from the first question
Mhm.
about the drawings and how long it takes. Sandra's asking, can things be renamed at a later date?
Yeah, so the way that we will do this pretty much involves using that bottom right corner of all of those as-built of the A1, A2, and then organize it by project set. But in terms of naming documents, you have the ability to adjust that naming convention, adding notes in, tags to your drawings and your plans. You always have the ability. And again, I should reiterate this. This is still all your building data. This is all your building information. You still have ownership to this from day 1 to day 200. You'll be able to adjust things as best. It's your nomenclature and your process.
All right, I have another question here. Do you have offices all around the country? We need to have our building plans scanned first.
No, it's a great question. So ARC Facilities is part of ARC Document Solutions, a much larger company. We have about 140 different scan centers across the nation in North America and Canada, as well as internationally based. But all of those different 140 locations are at your beck and call, ready to serve you of scanning and picking up your building information and then putting it into the resource of ARC Facilities within a good amount of timeline. We have a good geographical network that's ready to serve you today, but also when you do renovations, when changes are made in the next 6 months, 2 years, we'll be there to help with keeping that master set up to date.
All
A great
right,
question so far.
yeah. The next question I have, I mean, there's two questions here that kind of go together. One of them is, who can I give access to? And the other one is, can someone outside of my organization access the information as well?
Ooh, two great questions. So, in terms of who has access to this information, for one, as an administrator at whatever it's a university, a K through 12, whoever is running or taking ownership of our facilities there can then divvy out and choose however many people in that team needs a license. ARC Facilities does not charge per user or per license, so you are able to share access with whether it's your entire maintenance team, all your facilities technicians, your safety and security. Maybe if you're a K through 12, we have principals who want access to this. You're able to choose who individually gets access to. We can operate on single sign-on, and you can also adjust the permission sets per teams. In regard to outside people getting access to this information, if there's someone trusted that you want to have a login with, you have the flexibility to do that. But you can also just share bits and pieces of information, a set of renovation plans to someone with an expiring link that will turn off at the end of the project. Or if it's something of quickly texting them a PDF, that's all they need to do, and they won't have access to your larger network of a system. So you can pick and choose how you're sharing information and how long someone can have it. But two great questions there.
All right, the next question is, for records management purposes, is it easy to remove drawings from the system?
Yes, absolutely. So ARC Facilities is meant to be a daily usable tool, something that is accurate and reflective of what's out there in the field. I hate having a tool that is just a snapshot in time, something that is really perfect and accurate for last week, but now with this week's changes, it is not. So you and your team have the flexibility and the capabilities on your own to go through and adjust drawings, uploading in new ones if you do have things in other folders, or removing duplicates or not viable or not accurate drawings. You do have that customizability and flexibility.
And I do have some folks who asked about seeing a deeper dive demo. I did enter the link into the chat. You can click that, or you can go to this website here on the screen. Rob, that is, so far, those are all the questions that I have right now. A couple, oh, looks like one came in. Hold on one sec. Okay, this question is, where do you keep the data?
Yeah, it's a great question. So this is a cloud-based solution. We do operate with AWS servers here in the West region. So there are redundant backups of all of these files. You will always 24/7, 365 days a year have access to this information, whether it's on your mobile device or on your desktop computers. All of that information is stored in the cloud and has redundancy to it. But only you and your team, your campus have access to that information, and as well, choosing who then you share links with is up to you.
Great. Thanks, Rob. That's all our questions right now. And if you have any other questions that you think of, you can send those over to solutions@arcfacilities.com. I'll make sure that Robin gets those, and we'll reach out individually. I want to thank everybody who took the time to be with us today. Please keep an eye out for the next session invite. This is a series, like Rob said in the beginning, that we are doing, focusing on, the challenges that we're hearing on a regular basis from facilities professionals like yourselves. We will send a follow-up email by tomorrow, along with the recording and additional information. And we wanted to thank everybody again for being here. And Rob, thank you so much. Great presentation today.
I appreciate it. Thank you everyone for joining on board. Arc Facilities is here and ready to help, whether it's clicking that link that Andira had put in the chat or sending us an email, visiting our website. Please feel free to reach out to us. Our facilities team is ready across the country to help in driving efficiency, providing access, and limiting that bottleneck of productivity that comes with building plan scavenger hunts. But thank you everyone so much for joining today.